You're at the gate. You know the feeling. A mix of excitement for the trip and that low-key, simmering anxiety. You feel the gate agent's eyes on your carry-on bag. You start to sweat. You packed carefully. You measured it. You think. But then you see that rigid, unforgiving metal box of a bag sizer and just know you're about to get slammed with a surprise fee. We've all been there, or at least we've all seen that person, desperately trying to jam an overstuffed bag into the overhead bin while an entire plane watches, and we've all sworn that would never be us. Well, here's something most travelers haven't caught on to yet. The game has completely changed. While you were busy perfecting your roll packing, airlines have been quietly rewriting the rulebook, tightening restrictions, and banking on your confusion to make a little extra cash. What was perfectly fine last year might get your bag yanked at the gate this year. After hundreds of flights, I've seen it all. I've watched people get hit with gate check fees that cost more than their original ticket. I've seen arguments, missed flights, and ruined vacations, all starting with a simple carry-on mistake. In this video, I'm pulling back the curtain on the 8 biggest myths and hidden traps everyone falls for with carry-on travel in 2025. If you want to be the person who strolls onto that plane with total confidence, this video is for you. Let's kick things off with the biggest lie making the rounds online. This idea that there's one magical, standardized carry-on size for all airlines. You might have seen some viral video breathlessly announcing a new global standard. It sounds amazing, but it's completely false. Most major U.S. carriers like American, Delta, and United hover around that 22 by 14 by 9 inch standard. But hop on a budget airline, and the numbers change. Fly internationally, and it's a whole different story. Qatar Airways, for instance, uses a 20 by 15 by 10 inch limit. The problem is, people hear standard size, buy a bag marketed as carry-on compliant, use it once on a domestic flight, and think they're set for life. Then they book a trip to Europe, show up with that same bag, and are totally blindsided when a gate agent rejects it. Before every single flight, check the specific carry-on dimensions on the official website of the airline you are flying. Then measure your bag, including the wheels and handles, because they always count. Trusting the tag on your suitcase is a recipe for a very expensive mistake. This is easily the most dangerous assumption in travel. You've got your trusty carry-on, your travel companion on a dozen trips. It's never been questioned, never been sized. It always squeezes into the overhead bin, so it's got to be fine for the next flight, right? Wrong. So incredibly wrong. The single biggest shift in carry-on travel for 2025 isn't the rules themselves, but the enforcement. Those dusty metal bag sizers are now being used religiously at check-in, and more importantly, right at the gate. I recently watched a flight crew in Miami, an airport notorious for its strictness, make every single person in the last 2 boarding groups test their bag. Bags that were just barely over, the kind that would have sailed through a year ago, were getting rejected and slapped with a huge gate check fee. This tough enforcement is especially true on smaller regional jets, where overhead space is genuinely tight. Even if your bag meets the airline's official size limit, you can still be forced to gate check it if the plane is small. Pack for the sizer, not the bin. Assume your bag will be tested. Don't overstuff those expandable suitcases. They might fit when they're empty, but they'll fail when packed. Keep your absolute essentials in your personal item, so you can pull them out in seconds if you're forced to gate check your main carry-on. For years, the deal was simple. Your ticket came with a carry-on and a personal item. That was a given. Today, that assumption is costing people a fortune. These unbundled tickets look like a steal when you're booking, but they often strip away what we used to consider standard. On most basic economy tickets, airlines like United don't allow you a free, full-sized carry-on bag. You get one personal item that has to fit under the seat in front of you. Show up at the gate with a regular roller bag, and you'll be forced to check it for a fee, often way higher than what you would have paid online. We're talking fees anywhere from $35 to over $65. Airlines are banking on you not reading the fine print. Before you click that purchase button, read the fare rules. It's that simple. Sometimes, paying $30 more for a standard economy ticket that includes a carry-on saves you from a $65 gate check fee down the line. If you do fly basic, you have to commit to traveling with just a single personal item. Many travelers, especially from the US, get used to the domestic rules and just assume they apply everywhere else. But the most jarring difference you'll find abroad isn't size, it's weight. In the United States, most major airlines don't even have a weight limit for carry-on bags. Many European, Asian, and Australian airlines are incredibly strict, with limits sometimes as low as 7 kilograms. That's just over 15 pounds. Your empty roller bag can weigh 5 to 7 pounds on its own, leaving you with almost no weight for your actual stuff. I learned this the hard way on a connecting flight in Asia. But at the gate for my connecting flight on a foreign carrier, they had scales. My bag, perfect size-wise, was 3 kilos over. I had to frantically pull things out and stuff them into my jacket pockets while a line of very annoyed passengers stared at me. Invest in a small, portable digital luggage scale. They cost maybe $10 and are one of the best travel tools you can own. Weigh your packed bag at home. If you're close to the limit, wear your heaviest items, your hiking boots, your bulkiest jacket, your jeans, onto the plane. By the way, if these tips are already saving you from a future travel migraine, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. We drop videos like this every week to help you travel smarter, and I want to make sure you're never the one caught by surprise at the airport again. For years, that meant a purse, a laptop bag, or a small backpack. But as airlines monetize every inch of the plane, the definition of a personal item has been shrinking and getting way more specific. American Airlines says it can't be bigger than 18 x 14 x 8 inches. United's is even smaller in 2 dimensions, at 17 x 10 x 9 inches. That trusty school backpack you've been using? If it's overstuffed, it's probably too big. Gate agents are now eyeing personal items. If your backpack is bulging and looks like you've packed for a week, they have every right to make you test it in the sizer. I've even seen agents tell a passenger their bag was fine, but the neck pillow clipped to the outside counted as a second item, forcing them to pay up. Know the exact personal item dimensions for your airline and respect them. And as you approach the gate, consolidate everything. Put your neck pillow inside your bag. Make yourself look as compact as possible to avoid attracting unwanted attention. This one isn't about fees. It's about safety and getting your stuff confiscated. The rules around lithium-ion batteries, especially the power banks we all depend on, have gotten much stricter. That's because if a battery catches fire in the cargo hold, it can be catastrophic. The FAA states that spare lithium batteries, which includes power banks, must be in your carry-on baggage. More importantly, this means if you're forced to gate check your bag, you have to remember to take your power banks out and bring them into the cabin with you. The TSA generally allows batteries up to 100 watt-hours, which covers most power banks. A friend of mine had an expensive power bank for his camera gear confiscated at security because it was over their specific watt-hour limit. First, always pack your power banks in your personal item, the bag that is guaranteed to stay with you. Second, check the watt-hour (DUH) rating. Stick to reputable brands with clearly marked capacities under 100 WH. Finally, if you're traveling internationally, check the specific battery rules for both the airline and the country you're visiting. The gate agent announces, "Folks, we have a full flight, so we'll need to start checking roller bags." A lot of people just shrug. "Oh well, it's free. What's the big deal?" This mindset is a huge mistake. Instead of walking off the plane and heading straight out, you're now stuck at baggage claim. If you have a tight connection or a car waiting, that 20 to 45-minute wait can wreck your schedule. Your carry-on, which you packed thinking you'd be handling it, is now getting tossed around on a baggage cart. Finally, and most importantly, the risk of it getting lost. It happens. Now imagine your bag is gone. What was in it? Your laptop? Your medication? Your house keys? It's a nightmare scenario that plays out more often than you'd think. Use packing cubes. That way, if you are forced to gate check your roller, you can quickly open it, pull out the cube with your essentials, and stuff it in your personal bag. The goal is to be able to hand over that roller bag without a flicker of anxiety, knowing everything you truly can't lose is safe with you. This final mistake is a big one, thinking that packing is just a game of Tetris. It's not about making things fit. It's about following a strict set of rules that have nothing to do with volume. They forget that airline dimensions include everything. The wheels, the side handle, the pop-up handle. They pack it to its normal size but then buy souvenirs. For the return trip, they unzip the expansion, forgetting that the bag is now too big to be a carry-on. And as we talked about, the biggest packing mistake on international flights is totally ignoring the weight limit. People pack based on space, filling every last corner, and end up with a bag that's small enough but way too heavy. You have to change your mindset. Packing isn't a spatial puzzle. It's a technical challenge. Grab a tape measure. Measure the absolute full dimensions of your bag, from the floor to the top of the handle and from the back to the front of the wheels. Use that digital scale for every trip, especially international ones. If you plan to shop, either pack less to start with or just plan on checking a bag on the way home. So, the world of carry-on travel has become a minefield of hidden fees, shifting rules, and aggressive enforcement. It's not as simple as it used to be, and airlines are cashing in on our confusion. But now you know the game. It all boils down to this: never assume. By doing your homework before every trip, checking the airline's site, measuring and weighing your bags, and packing with a strategy, you take back control. You get to be that person who glides through the airport stress-free. You get to start your vacation the moment you leave your house, not after you've survived the airport. Now, I want to hear from you. What's the worst or wildest carry-on mistake you've ever made or seen? Drop your story in the comments. Let's help each other travel smarter. Safe travels.